Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Inceptive. I am a huge fan of pop culture, anything books, movies, TV, video games, just anything of that nature, and I wanted to make a YouTube channel to talk about some of those things. And so the first video I wanted to make is about the Snyder Cut of Justice League. I recently rewatched Justice League after saying I never would. I saw it in theaters 2.5 years ago when it came out, and I told myself that I was never going to watch it again because it was that bad. But I was bored the other day and I decided to give it a try. And it is every bit as bad as I remember it being. Steppenwolf sucks as a villain. He's just so bland and boring, and there's just he's just terrible. The movie feels super rushed. Like 2 hours definitely wasn't enough. I feel like if there would have been like an ultimate cut, like there was of Batman v Superman for this movie, that they could have fixed a lot of those problems. But that's why it's good that we're getting the Snyder cut. I hate the way they did Superman in this movie. I have no problems with them bringing him back at all. I think DC definitely needs Superman, but the way they did him in this movie was just stupid. How he came back and he was evil, he didn't know who he was. Then he goes to his childhood home with Lois, and then everything's fine. They definitely need to do something with that in the Snyder cut. Not only that, but the for how high budget Justice League was, the CGI is not up to par with other movies like Marvel and stuff of that nature. Especially on Steppenwolf and Cyborg, like those two CGI is so terrible. Steppenwolf just looks like he's a knockoff Lord of the Rings orc or something like that. He doesn't look original at all. And Cyborg is just glowing a little too much. Like he just distracted me every time he was on screen. It was like, why does he look like that? He looks like he belongs in an animated movie, not like a live action form of Cyborg. But they are going to have like 20 to 40 million dollars from what I've seen online. That's what they're giving, what HBO Max is giving Zack Snyder to make his cut of the movie, because obviously he did not finish it. Like people on Twitter were saying that there is no Snyder cut because he never finished it, and that is true. But now that he has the funds and he's backed by HBO, Warner Brothers, that he can finish his cut, and I'm very happy for that, and I am excited for the Snyder cut, despite how much I hate Justice League, the movie. They have confirmed that Darkseid is a part of this movie, and that he was originally supposed to be part of it because they aren't allowing reshoots. They're just, I don't know what the money's going to, but there's not going to be any reshoots. So Ray Porter was confirmed as being Darkseid in this movie, as voicing Darkseid. So Zack Snyder's original vision for this movie was not just Steppenwolf, but Darkseid will be making an appearance in this movie. Hopefully not just at the end or something. Hopefully he is the big baddie of this movie. I think that would make it a lot better if Steppenwolf is not, the climactic villain, and the final battle is with Darkseid instead of him. Because Darkseid kind of is the Thanos of DC. I'm not saying this movie could be the end game of DC just from him being there, but I think it would improve dramatically. Another big part of what I wanted to see in this movie is for them to flesh out the cast. I felt like the movie was very rushed and they didn't have much time to set everything up, especially considering that we'd never seen these characters before. in this DC cinematic universe, because they decided to have the Justice League movie before doing solo movies, like with the Flash, Aquaman, Cyborg. Wonder Woman did come out before this movie, but that was the only solo movie we got, other than Batman and Superman. So I'm hoping with the extra 2 hours they add to this movie that they can really flesh out the characters more. Now I'm gonna review the characters themselves, what I think about them. Um, Ezra Miller's Flash. I mean, he's okay. I feel like he didn't have a bunch of screen time. He didn't really have a backstory or anything in the movie. He just kind of was there for the comedic relief, and that was basically his whole purpose in the movie. Ezra Miller is getting his Flash movie in 2022, I believe. If that's still happening or not, I'm not sure, but I think Grant Gustin, who plays the Flash in the Flash TV show, is much better. I know a lot of people wanted to see Grant as the Flash for the cinematic universe, and I agree that he's better than Ezra Miller. But I don't think Ezra Miller's terrible. He's just kind of okay. I love Jason Momoa's Aquaman. There isn't much more to say about that. I think this modern take on Aquaman, instead of the redhead, kind of cheesy hero of DC, I think this Jason Momoa take on it is much better than anything Aquaman's ever been in DC, and there isn't much more on it to say than that. For Batman, I feel like he actually kind of works. Ben Affleck is an older Batman. I think he has the Batman look. I think his acting's good as Batman. I just I don't think it's a great Batman, and I don't think it's a terrible Batman. I think Christopher Nolan's Batman was a lot better, but we'll have to see, because there will not be a Ben Affleck solo Batman movie. We're getting Robert Pattinson now, but I think Pattinson is has the ability to be a good Batman. I wouldn't have cast him as Batman. I'll always just see him as the Twilight guy, but I still kind of wish we would have got a Ben Affleck Batman movie. I think we didn't get to see everything Ben had to offer as Batman. The Henry Cavill Superman, I am not a fan of. I think Henry's a good actor. I think that he looks like Superman, but the writing really did him dirty, and this the DC cinematic universe Superman just isn't Superman to me. Like, he doesn't act like Superman at all. He's not Superman. And that's just how I feel. I don't really care to see him as Superman anymore. I know he might be coming back, and a lot of people are excited about that, but I kind of think there needs to be a recast at this point. Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman is just okay. There's not much to say about it. She's a good actress, and she looks the part. And Wonder Woman is decent in the DC cinematic universe. Ray Fisher's Cyborg. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this the first live action Cyborg that we've seen? I don't remember there being any Cyborg in any other DC live action movies. I like Ray Fisher. I like him in this movie. I think the CGI just is not there, and hopefully they can improve that with the $40 million budget that they've been given. And there's rumors that there could be another hero added, like a Green Lantern. If My opinion on that is, if it's Ryan Reynolds and they want to bring Ryan Reynolds back, that would be awesome. I love Ryan Reynolds as an actor. I think he's great. It's hilarious. I think he works much better as comedic relief than Ezra Miller. And I would love to see Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern in this movie. If it's not Ryan Reynolds though, you're introducing three heroes already in this movie. Cyborg, Aquaman, and the Flash. I know Aquaman's had a movie come out since, but the Flash and Cyborg, this is still their only appearance in the DC cinematic universe. A new Green Lantern into that mix would just create even more chaos with just another character's backstory to introduce and all that. And I think it would be a waste of time in this movie, to be honest. But those are just my opinions on the heroes in this movie, and I really wish they would have done solo movies first, but it's too late for that now. Now they have confirmed that this is going to be a 4 to 6 part miniseries instead of one 4 hour Lord of the Rings-esque movie. That's the way to go, honestly. Making it 4 to 6 parts is kind of cool, actually. It makes it feel like a comic book, you know? Like you gotta read multiple installments to get the whole story. I wouldn't mind that if they released 4 parts over 4 weeks, and we had to theorize between each part and what's coming next, what's gonna change. I would actually enjoy that quite a bit, and I'm glad they're doing the miniseries thing. And now let's talk about Zack Snyder himself. He has been away from DC for 3 years at this point, and I know he's still credited as a producer on upcoming titles like The Flash, Wonder Woman 84 that's coming out this year, but I don't know how much he actually had to do with those movies. But this movie will kind of, for me, let me know if I want Zack Snyder to be a part of DC. Man of Steel, I didn't like it. It was just kind of boring. Not much to say about it. It wasn't really good or bad. It was just there. Batman v Superman, I hated it when I saw it in theaters, but I think it got a lot better with the ultimate cut that they released on Blu-ray. I think that extra 30 minutes really fixed the movie, and I'm hoping that's what happens with the Snyder cut here. That he's able to take that whole 2 hours extra that they're giving him and really complete his vision for the movie. Now, whether this movie is good or bad, I think that this is a huge win for fans over Hollywood. This is one of only like 2 situations I can think of where fans have actually forced something like this to happen. I know HBO's probably only doing it because they want to create buzz for their new HBO Max thing, but at the end of the day, the fans still won, you know? The only other time I can remember something like this happening is with Star Wars Battlefront 2. When that game came out, and uh, EA was actually forced to remove microtransactions for a while because of that whole Reddit situation that happened where they got the most downvoted posts in the history of Reddit, and that's the only other time I can think of fans actually winning something like this. And I'm very glad that the fans are getting their Snyder cut. And if you've made it this far in the video, thank you for bearing with me. I have never done something like this in my entire life, making and editing a video like this, and just thank you for watching, and I'll be back with another video.